Have you ever said, I could hear people talking, I just can't understand what they're saying? If so, this banana might explain exactly why. Hi, I'm Chuck Smith, owner of Affordable Hearing, with locations in Rochester, Logansport, and Lafayette, Indiana. Today, I want to explain one of the most important concepts we use in hearing healthcare, and it's called the speech banana. Now, before you think we've completely lost our minds, no, this isn't about an actual banana. It's simply a banana-shaped area on the hearing test, also called an audiogram. Think of your hearing test like a map. The left side shows low-pitched sounds, like a man's deep voice. The right side shows high-pitched sounds, like birds chirping or children speaking. The up and down part along the side measures how loud a sound has to be before you can hear it. When researchers plotted where most speech sounds occur, they noticed something interesting. Most of those sounds fell into a shape that looked like, well, a banana. That's how it got its name. And here's why that's so important. Most of the sounds that make words understandable live inside of that speech banana. The sounds that make words make sense, like the S, the F, the TH, the SH. Those little sounds may not seem important, but they're actually what make words clear. Without them, sat sounds like fat. Think can sound like sink. Shoes might sound like ooze. Your brain is left trying to fill in those missing pieces. That's why so many people tell us, I hear my spouse talking, I just can't understand what they're saying. The problem often isn't volume, it's clarity. You may hear someone's voice just fine, but if you're missing those higher pitched speech sounds, your brain isn't getting all of the information it needs to understand words. Imagine watching a movie where every third word disappears. You'd probably still know someone is speaking, but following the conversation would be very frustrating. That's what hearing loss can feel like. So, how does this help us fit hearing aids? This is where the hearing test becomes incredibly valuable. Your audiogram shows exactly which sounds you are hearing well and which speech sounds you are missing. That allows us to program hearing aids to amplify the sounds you need while leaving the sounds you already hear well alone. In other words, we're not just making everything louder. We're restoring access to the parts of speech your ears have been missing. That's why hearing aids today are much more sophisticated than simply turning up the volume. They're designed to improve speech understanding, not just loudness. If you've ever felt like people are mumbling or that you can hear voices but still struggle to understand conversations, this could be exactly what's happening. The good news? A simple hearing test can tell us. Have you ever caught yourself saying, I could hear people, I just can't understand them? Let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear your experience. And if you found this helpful, follow along. I break down hearing and hearing healthcare into simple, easy to understand videos every week.